While countries in the Sahel, including Burkina Faso, are shifting away from the Western and European relations, other countries such as Senegal are deepening the ties. Few days ago, Senegal and Spain, a European country, deepened bilateral relations and entered into an agreement to increase relations in certain key areas. The question is, why is the President of Senegal, President Faye, who everyone thought was anti-West, deepening relations with Europe? Is his approach different from his predecessors, and is it better than that of Traore's? Let's find out. When Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye first came to power on the 26th of March 2024, everybody thought that he would follow the footsteps of President Traore of Burkina Faso. This is because his campaign speech and even his first presidential speech, where he outlined some of his strategies during his tenure, gave an anti-West outlook. If you recall, President Faye promised to reclaim the sovereignty of Senegal by renegotiating Senegal's mining and hydrocarbon contracts, as well as the country's fishing agreements with European countries. In addition, Faye also revealed that he intends to introduce a new currency called the Senegal to replace the CFA franc, which has been used by the country for more than 65 years. Finally, aside from shifting away from the CFA franc, Faye stated that he intends to also reset the relationship with France, Senegal's main trading partner. From this, you can understand why everybody thought he would follow the footsteps of President Traore, because Fayes Promises aligns with that of Captain Traore's strategy, which focuses on upholding the sovereignty and independence of Burkina Faso, as well as shifting away from Western-controlled influences and relations. However, as the weeks went by, it became obvious that everyone jumped to the wrong conclusion. President Faye never intended to follow the footsteps of President Traore, or maybe he did, but he changed his mind. Remember, he said he wants to do away with the CFA franc. President Faye has since changed his words. Instead, he is now talking about strengthening the CFA franc with the euro. But that's not all. Recall that in January this year, the members of the AES Confederation, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, decided to withdraw from the regional bloc, ECOWAS. They noted that their decision was based on the notion that the bloc had deviated from the ideals of the founding fathers, had become a tool of the West, and had become a threat to the countries it ought to protect. As you know, ECOWAS refused to agree to their decision and decided to use different tactics to bring them back. One such tactic was sending President Faye as a mediator to try to persuade them to return. Now, if you recall, during Faye's campaign for the presidency, one of his campaign promises was to bring Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger back into ECOWAS, thereby projecting himself as a regional leader. So, after he won, he went on a tour, first to Nigeria and Ghana, where he met with his counterparts, and he was implored by them to persuade Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to return. After Faye's meeting in Ghana and Nigeria, he traveled to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, where he met with the leaders of these countries and discussed the possibility of them returning. Well, as you know, his mission was not a success, as Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso went ahead to form the AES Confederation a few weeks after Faye's visit. But the point we want to make is that, at the time Faye was on the mission, it wasn't exactly clear what his motive was. The question we asked was, why was President Faye so concerned with bringing back the Sahel nations back to ECOWAS? Was it that he was truly committed to preserving West African unity, or there was something else at work? In the video we made about this topic, we revealed something striking. You see, while Faye was on his tour to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, a source from Senegal's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that aside from positioning himself as a regional leader, the reason why Faye was embarking on the trip to the Sahel nations was to improve negotiations with European countries. Yes, you heard that right. Faye wants to improve negotiations with European countries. What does this tell us? It simply implies that, while the Sahel countries, including Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, are choosing to cut off completely any relationship with France and the West, Faye is still pursuing a relationship with them, although one that will protect the interest of Senegal. But is that truly possible? Can African-European relationships ever be based on mutual benefit? President Faye certainly believes that he can negotiate with the West to ensure that Senegal benefits tremendously from the relationship. The interesting thing is that if you think about it clearly, President Faye's stance on continuing relations with the West is something he has been saying from the beginning. If you go back to Faye's campaign promises, there is something that we missed. Faye said that he plans to reset Senegal's relationship with France, and the relationship would no longer be as it used to be, but based on a win-win partnership. So he didn't say he wanted to break away completely from France, but reset the relationship, meaning there would still be a relationship. The only difference is that it would be based on a win-win partnership. So, if you think about it, Faye is actually doing what he said he would do. Since he took office, Faye has been saying that, "I will always be available to work with you, our European partners, towards a win-win partnership that is mutually beneficial to our respective people." This stance of Faye was confirmed a few days ago when he paid his first official visit to France and met with French President Macron. Faye was in France to attend the Global Forum for Vaccine Sovereignty and Innovation in Paris, which was held on Thursday, 20th of June, 2024. At the end of the forum, Faye met with President Macron for a one-on-one meeting. In a joint statement, both heads of state expressed their common desire to give new impetus to the partnership between Senegal and France. This should be based on mutual respect, a balanced partnership at the service of the mutual interests of both peoples, they added. So, you can see why he entered an alliance with Spain a few days ago. The alliance was agreed between both countries after the head of the Spanish government, Pedro Sanchez, paid an official 2-day visit to Senegal, which concluded on Thursday, August 29th, with a joint press conference with President Faye. During the press conference, both leaders stressed the importance of deepening bilateral relations in key areas such as the economy, immigration, regional security, and the promotion of multilateralism. Together, the two leaders reaffirmed their commitment to work together on key issues such as immigration, security, and economic development. President Faye began by expressing his appreciation for the visit, which he saw as a testament to the bonds of friendship and cooperation between Dakar and Madrid. He said, "Our bilateral relations are based on shared values, a commitment to democracy, the promotion and respect of human rights, and a commitment to world peace and international security." In the same vein, Sanchez expressed his gratitude for the warm welcome he received during his visit. "It is a real honor for me to make this official visit to Senegal. It highlights the excellent state of bilateral relations between our two countries," he said. He also stressed the importance of the presence of Spanish companies in supporting Senegal's economic development, adding that promoting and helping nations to prosper is the best formula for combating inequality and its effects, such as irregular immigration. Both leaders also discussed the fight against irregular immigration. Bassirou Diomaye Faye expressed his concern over the massive departures of migrants from Senegalese shores to Spain and reiterated his country's commitment to working with its partners to combat this phenomenon. "We decided together to explore ways of strengthening cooperation in sectors such as agriculture, vocational and technical training, industrialization, and digitalization," he said. For his part, Mr. Sanchez stressed the importance of orderly management of migratory flows and praised the excellent cooperation between the two countries in this area. "We have signed a memorandum of understanding on circular migration because it will allow us to expand and improve the existing system to include new sectors of economic activity and to include training and qualification for Senegalese workers going to Spain," he explained. According to him, recruitment in the country of origin and orderly immigration benefit us all. Regional security, particularly the situation in the Sahel, was also a central topic of discussion. President Faye stressed the need for international mobilization to address the security challenges in this strategic region, noting that the African and European continents are very closely linked in terms of security issues. President Sanchez praised Senegal's leadership in the region, and reiterated Spain's commitment to contribute to the stability and prosperity of the Sahel. On the international stage, the two presidents shared a common vision on the importance of multilateralism. The Senegalese leader reiterated Dakar's support for the Spanish initiative in favor of multilateralism, while welcoming Spain's decision to recognize the state of Palestine. In response, Prime Minister Sanchez expressed his country's position in favor of peace and respect for international legality. Peace must prevail, the war must end, and we must call on the international community to organize a peace conference to put an end to this conflict, he stressed. Finally, the two leaders agreed on the need to further strengthen bilateral relations. President Sanchez officially invited his counterpart to visit Spain, an invitation accepted by Bassirou Diomaye Faye. The question now is, can the relationship between Senegal and any European country be based on a win-win partnership when historically it has never been so? Will Faye's win-win strategy with Europe work for the benefit of Senegal? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.